Hey, Space Tube. It's my first day here on station as a repair and maintenance technician, and what's my first assignment today? It's a Python, my favorite ship. So I, just thought I would show you guys what goes into basic maintenance and what we do here on the station when your ship's in the dock. So let's go take a look. So one of the first things we do is we really just want to take a good walk around the ship and make sure everything is in shape, see if there's anything sticking out that's out of the ordinary. Really obvious stuff is what we're looking for at first. So we're going to take a walk around and see what we can find. Now this ship is actually in pretty good shape just looking at everything, but there's always little somethings that you can find. We'll be able to find something. These thrusters look really good. Everything looks aligned. Everything looks fine. But, there's always little details. Once you get closer to the ship, everything looks good from 50 feet away, but when you get up in there, you can find all kinds of problems. Okay, we're here at the front landing gear, and we've got our first little problem. If you take a look at the hydraulic hoses here, you see how you've got them hanging down? There are supposed to be 8 clamps. He's only got 3 clamps on this hose. So there's supposed to be another 3 up here, and there's supposed to be another 2 here to keep this hose out of the way when he retracts and extends his landing gear. So if he does that too much, does it the wrong way, this hose is going to snag, he's going to lose his hydraulics. If you cut it, he won't be able to raise or lower his landing gear. So we're going to add those clamps back in and make sure that this hose stays safe. Okay, we're here under the ship. Everything looks relatively good. There's a little bit of corrosion on this rear landing foot, but everything's relatively okay. Now, if you look at this maneuvering thruster here, everything looks okay, but if you notice the damage around it, he seems to have a little bit of damage all around it. That could mean the thruster could be out of calibration. There could be some internal issues. There could be software issues. So that doesn't really show any damage, but that makes me want to go in and do a diagnostic on that maneuvering thruster. Okay, we're back up at the front of the ship. We're in full safe mode. I've got hard points deployed. You take a look at this beam laser now. This has seen better days. This is in real need of a full teardown and cleaning. There's corrosion, there's burn marks. I can see all kinds of trouble. Yeah, see, this needs a lot of work. The subsystems need to be taken apart and taken a look at. You'll notice some flickering on the display. It's not even getting clean power, so that means the transducers are probably going to need to be looked at. Everything feeding it, control systems, everything. Everything looked really nice at the beginning, but as soon as you get close, you start to see all these little troubles. Okay, one more problem I just noticed. Take a look at this thruster. It looked okay from far away, but look at the turbine, how fast it's spinning. We've got the engines down in maintenance idle, and this is spinning almost at normal idle. So my question is, why is this spinning so fast in maintenance idle? We're going to have to take a look at all the subsystems. I'm going to want to look at every thruster now, everything. Let's get up on top of the ship and take a look at the thrusters that are going on up there. All right, we got our mag boots. We are up on top of the Python, and just like I thought, guys, take a look at the turbines up here. Look at this. Look how out of balance this turbine is. Look where the turbine meets the center rotor. Look how it's moving. You see that? Back, forth. Out, in. You see, if he spins this up, he is going to lose this rotor and blow a hole in the station. This is what I was talking about, how you can't tell the problems until you actually get up and look at these things. This is way out of balance. So the computer is compensating for this. I don't even know how it's doing it. This is so bad. So we're going to have to completely disassemble this thruster. Probably put a whole new rotor in, a whole new turbine. He may need an entire new thruster. So this is going to be a lot of work. This is one of the reasons you come in, and these are the things that we look for. He spins this up, blows a hole in the station. He's not going to be happy. Maybe this will take an extra hour, but it's going to save him a lot of headache in the long run. Alright, now while we're up here, let's take a look at his weapons that are up here, and you won't believe this. Take a look at this laser. It is so shoddy, so rough, but look at the microwave cooling hoses. They're brand new. Somebody just replaced the microwave cooling hose and didn't do any other work on it. They probably had a broken hose, no coolant, and they just replaced that instead of doing a full restoration on this. This needs so much work. These are shoddy, third, fourth hand lasers. So again, this is a major resto job. He'll probably just want to end up exchanging these, and we'll tear this down for parts because it's too much work to replace this entire laser. This is way too much work just to replace this entire laser. It'll have to be torn down for parts, and he'll get an exchange. Brand new microwave cooling hoses. Here on the port side too, I think this guy is starting to get scammed with his weapons because these are really, really shot. These are burned and old and disused, and the computer recognizes these as good condition. They're saying 100%. So somebody's scamming this guy on his weapons, I'm starting to think. He's got some really shoddy weapons, and he paid way too much for them, I'm betting. Let's go into the cockpit, take a look at the systems, and see what everything says. Alright, we are inside the cockpit of the Python, and we're going to be taking a look at everything on inside as well. First thing I want to do is take a look at the systems display. I want to know what's going on with those thrusters. You'll see... Now see, the system is reporting a faulty vent where we're having thruster issues. I don't understand why it would be doing that. I feel like he's got modified firmware that's reporting that as a faulty vent when that is actually a faulty thruster. So wherever he stopped at last, they modified his firmware to report a faulty vent instead of the faulty thruster to get away with that. So I don't really understand. His handling, as you can see, performance is dropping down quite a bit, but it's not explaining why. That would probably be the reason. He's got modified firmware showing that thruster as a vent, so he'll ignore that problem. He's just going to think he's got a problem with the vent when he's actually got issues with his thrusters. That would explain what's going on there. Take a look at some of the rest of the ship here. I love the Python. It's my favorite ship, which is why I'm so emotional when it comes to this ship. I want everything to be perfect. So if we take a look, what's going on here? Angle set to max. DeLacy signature detected and confirmed. His modified firmware is lying to his ship. That is not confirmed DeLacy signature in this firmware. He is got a faulty vent. Nope, that is a faulty thruster. Your ship is lying to you, buddy. We're going to have to take a look at that firmware. We're going to re-upload stock firmware. I mean, he could have modified it himself on his own, so you got to kind of be careful when you ask the question. Maybe he's got a reason for that. So, who knows? Take a look at that. That's the telemetry output, and he's bypassed it straight to his console. So does the telemetry computer have an issue, and he's using this to get past that? Let's take a look at what's going on here. Is this some sort of custom modification? I don't know. I have a feeling he's just bypassing a bad telemetry unit. Something else we can take care of for him. Now, they didn't modify the firmware. They didn't modify every entry in the firmware, because look at his thrusters are at 17% when you check the actual panel. That would have helped explain. Take a look over here. Well, as you can see, guys, I've got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get going on that, and I will see you guys later.